The Officer Tatum Show, where we're going to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. And I obviously, if you haven't seen it, Kyle Rittenhouse was, the verdict came back not guilty. I'm not shocked. Nobody who followed the case and are reasonable in their perspective should be shocked that Kyle Rittenhouse won the case, or that he's not guilty. He remains not guilty. I think people forget that you are innocent until proven guilty. And so he's always been innocent, and he was proven to not be guilty. That's the way it works. So I'm going to let a couple of you guys get in here. If you are new to this case, to this situation, I'm going to have allow them to read the verdict, okay? So you guys can hear it with your own ears about what happened. So without further ado, roll the film.
The defendant will rise and face the jury and hearken to its verdicts.
It's a little loud. Sorry about that.
Versus Kyle Rittenhouse. As to the first count of the information, Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Okay.
As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Okay.
As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Members of the jury, are these your unanimous verdicts? Is there anyone who does not agree with the verdicts as read?
Okay. So now that I've seen or allowed you guys to read the verdict or see the verdict being read, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I want to get into related to this situation. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Let me start at the beginning, because I believe that people are on both sides of this, right? Some people believe that he should be not guilty. Some people believe that he should be guilty. Let me lay out the facts for you one more time in another video. I said this way before, that he will not be found guilty because it's impossible for him to be found guilty based on the totality of the circumstances and the evidence presented in a court of law. The reason why this black man, because I know some people are like, how do you black? How you gonna think he a racist? Because I actually looked at the trial and not the media, not the news. When you look at the trial and you look at the evidence presented that the jurors are going to have to make a decision on, you will see that this is probably one of the cleanest self-defense cases that I have ever seen. But if you are wokety woke and you believe in your blackness over than your Americanism, you believe in being your blackness over God in truth, then of course you don't see what's going on. And I'm just keeping it 100. First fact, he had a connection with Kenosha. His father lived in Kenosha. His grandmother lived in Kenosha. He worked in Kenosha. He volunteered in Kenosha. His friends lived in Kenosha. And in Illinois, where he lived, is 20 minutes from Kenosha. Some of y'all live 20 minutes from your cousin's house. Are you not supposed to be at your cousin's house? It's not that far. But people who have a vested interest in this guy being the bad guy never looked at how far he lived from Kenosha. He's in Kenosha. He's legally in possession of a rifle. Legally. Not what you think, not what you feel, not what you think it should be. By the letter of the law in Wisconsin, you can be 17 in possession of a rifle. He can be that legally. He's legally in a place that he's reasonably at for a reasonable reason. And while he's there, amongst other people who are carrying rifles to defend property from arsonists, looters, rioters, which is your constitutional right and your ability to protect property, he got attacked. He got attacked by a guy who, if you do any research, is a pedophile. And I'm not saying that's the reason why he deserved to be knocked off, but you need to know who you out here saying is a hero and he's a victim. This guy's victimized kids, and you out there protesting Black Lives Matter, free. You know, these people are innocent. The guy attacked him. He fled. He attempted to flee from an attack. In the state of Wisconsin, there's no duty to retreat. He didn't have to retreat, never did, by the law. He could have stood there and mowed people down who attempted to attack him. Yet he pursued to flee and escape a dangerous situation. Once he was pinned in the car lot, he had nowhere else to go. He defended himself with deadly force out of fear of serious injury or bodily harm. Then the mob wanted to attack him. After that, he ran from them. In a state where there's no duty to retreat, he ran from them to escape towards the law enforcement officers. But you ain't gonna hear this on the TV. That's why you're shocked, because you didn't hear it on the TV because they lie. He runs, he's trying to escape them in a state where he does not have a duty to retreat. He falls down. He only shot people who attacked him. One guy jumped over, tried to drop kick him. Another tried to hit him with a skateboard, and another pulled a gun on him. All of those furtive efforts would lead a reasonable person to believe they can suffer serious bodily injury or death. And so they were shot in self-defense. What else needs to be said here? They were shot in self-defense. Not according to your feelings, not according to what your mama and them say, not according to CNN or Fox News, but according to the law, according to evidence presented in a court of law for the jurors to consider. And for everybody that's trying to make this a racial thing, check yourself. Check yourself. I see a Christian dude, somebody shared it with me. He's on here talking about, oh, this is injustice. All the black people on there, this is injustice. This ain't right. This ain't right. All these things, man. And you're like, come on, bro. It's only because he's white that people are upset about what happened. Only because he's white. Kyle Rittenhouse was justified in what he did. Let me see if I can find that clip. Justified. I'm gonna find that clip right here somewhere. I don't know where I saw it at. Somebody sent it to me. It was Reynolds, the gospel singer Reynolds. Love the kid can sing. Kid can sing. But dumber than 5 left shoes. Reynolds. Let's see if I can. What is his name? There you go. Is that him? No, that ain't him. I'm gonna find this dude, man. What is his name? I can't think of his name. Y'all, some people probably know who he is. And of course, right now that I want to know his name, I can't think of his freaking name. But you got the naysayers. You got the people out here protesting, saying that it's not justice. Of course, the criminal justice system is wrong. You don't know the criminal justice system. You don't know what self-defense is. You have never looked at the law. You've never watched a single ounce of this case. You did not listen to testimony. You did not listen to direct and cross-examination. You did not listen to Kyle Rittenhouse on the stand. You did not listen to jury instructions. You didn't listen to none of that. But you're the first one with an opinion. You're the first one crying and telling your people this isn't an injustice, and you never looked at the law to start with. If a black man did the same thing that Kyle did, he would be innocent. Oh, because of the law. It don't matter if you black or white. It's because of the law. And just because you don't know the law, or you don't follow the law, or you don't believe you need to protect your own community, what does that got to do with Kyle Rittenhouse? This is my problem that I have with some people. Don't be talking about white people as if they crazy rednecks for bringing rifles to protect their own community. Maybe black people need to start protecting their own community. Maybe some people need to take some rifles in Illinois and stand on a block so people don't do drive-bys and kill your kids. Maybe people need to walk around with rifles to open. I don't know if Chicago let you open carry, which you're dumb enough not to vote to have your own constitutional right to open carry. Open carry and protect your kids when they go to school. Protect grandmothers when they're out there so they don't get robbed. But no, the white man crazy for wanting to protect his community. But y'all community go downhill and you mad at the white man. Jonathan Reynolds. McReynolds. Jonathan. I think it's Reynolds. Is it McReynolds? There you go. This is why I don't understand people who claim to be Christians. I don't understand it. We shouldn't even be arguing right now. This is what Jonathan Reynolds, let me see if that's his name. Maybe his name is Mick Reynolds. The boy can sing. That's all I know. He can sing. Sound like a girl, but he can sing. The boy can sing. One of the most talented singers ever. And look at how one side of the world is thinking and the other side is thinking. And I don't understand this sentiment. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I can't blow this up anymore. Let me try to fix this real quick. What is going on here? Let me fix this real quick. Maybe I can enlarge this image. No, it won't let me enlarge. Okay, yeah, it enlarges right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, good to go. Good to go. All right. So I think y'all can read this for the most part. And this is what a gospel singer who I would assume he perceived that he's filled with God's spirit and discernment. This is what he writes about Kyle Rittenhouse situation. All I know is that if my little cousin get an illegal shotgun, let's start with that comment. Illegal shotgun. Why are we even talking about an illegal weapon when this is not even presented? This is not even a factor in Kyle Rittenhouse's case. He was legally in possession of a rifle. So your cousin being an illegal shotgun has nothing to do with Kyle Rittenhouse. Let's say that your cousin had a legal rifle, a shotgun, and rides to another town to a violent protest, lying about his credentials and age, and 3 folks get shot in the fray. The judge better play Jeopardy, jury raffle, and goodbye hugs with him too. No. Let's chop this up, man of God. Let's chop this up. First of all, the illegal gun had nothing to do with nothing. Driving to another town is irrelevant because his family lived there, he worked there, and he volunteered in that town. That's his town. That's like saying I live in Fort Worth and I can't drive to Crowley. That's like saying I live in Dallas but I can't drive to Plano. Plano is a suburb. That's like saying I live in Central Phoenix but I can't drive to North Scottsdale. It's the same distance. But somehow, I guess that don't count in some people's minds. And then lying about credentials and age, which is inconsequential. Because you say, I'm a medic, I'm a certified medic, but I'm not a certified medic, but I know how to do CPR. What does it matter? Lying about his age. I'm 18 in 3 weeks, but I say I'm 18 though I'm 17. Inconsequential to this case. And then say 3 folks get shot in the fray. It ain't no in the fray. Why can't our people be smarter than this? They didn't get shot in the fray. They attacked him. And he shot them. He didn't shoot everybody. He only shot the people who attacked him. How? Come on, man. Let's talk about I ain't gonna even go through his statement because we'll go through the statements. It says, and the judge better make sure no one calls the people he shot victims either. Okay. Because they weren't victims. As you can see today, they ain't a victim. They never were victims. How you gonna say a person is a victim when you are innocent until proven guilty? You are innocent. You are innocent of the charges. These people attacked you. It's a self-defense case. You are innocent until proven guilty. But they want them to call them victims. And just demonizing the word like looters and stuff. Okay, they weren't. They were burning trash cans. They were breaking into buildings. They were setting stuff on fire. To be honest, they should have went to prison for arson. People go to prison for arson. If this wasn't a riot and somebody set a fire to a car lot and burn all the cars up, you go to prison for felony arson. But somehow, McReynolds, it don't matter. I guess arson isn't a crime if you get shot by a white man. So then you go on and says, I want my cousin to be treated like Kyle was. Truth is, kids around me do the same thing as this dude all the time. Really? Take a weapon to a place where they don't be, where they shouldn't be, and end up shooting for their lives. They get put in the system quickly. I almost called him N-word. I wanted to call him, but I'm saved. What are you talking about? What are you talking? Are you comparing Kyle Rittenhouse to gangbanging? Kids around me do the same thing every day. So a drive-by is the same thing as this? Going and murdering somebody in gang violence is the same thing as this? They get put in the system? Let me tell you how stupid this is. Kids around me do the same thing to other black people. And so you think they shouldn't be in the system? They killed another black man, no matter what the excuse is. They shouldn't be in the system? This ain't the worst, though. The worst is, let's go down to the comments of the stupidity that he spewed. Let's go down to the comments. And let's look at the color of the pictures of the people in the comments. I probably can make this bigger. I want y'all to see this. I could probably make it bigger. All right? Let's look at the asinine comments. Or maybe if I did like that, what would this do? Comments. So comments won't go that way. Maybe if I shrink the page up just a little bit. Asinine. Let's see if I do that. All right, that's the biggest it's gonna get. So y'all gonna have to be able to read. The biggest it's gonna get. All right. Let me make sure y'all can see it. My head ain't in the way. This person with a blue check mark, black. Yeah. This person, black. Sad, sad day. My heart is breaking for the families of the victims. One was a pedophile. The other two were convicted felons. Are you sad for the victims of Rosenbaum, who were little kids that he anally raped? Y'all don't want to go there? Okay, we're not gonna go there. But this is why I feel like a lot of black people have no logic. They are uninformed. Let's go down. Black woman. When they said liberty and justice for all, who are they talking about again? Let's go down. Another person that appears to be black in their picture. At this point, I'm just going to focus on heaven because I'm tired of here. Okay. Let's say, hit it on the head, Jono. I'm tired of it. Unfortunately, being tired of the system doesn't make it go away. Shake my head. The justice system in America is an embarrassment. It looked like a person is black on this one. This country is sad. That verdict is just a very sad, bad precedent. Set a very sad, bad precedent. Uninformed. I just told y'all exactly what the law says. So many black men literally get life in prison for drugs. This is America. Now, let me tell you how stupid this is. And the reason I call these people stupid is because you grown and you should know better than to be this stupid. You got access to the internet, social media. You got access to everything. You should be able to put all this together and make sense. Getting life in prison for drugs? Wait a minute. You gotta designate what you're talking about. If you're riding around, you got a joint in your car, you will never get life in prison, ever. Unless you're in a system where it's your third felony strike and you done 2 other felonies and now you get 1 more felony and you do life. That's the only thing. 99.9% of people who have drugs are not heavy drug dealers. You ain't finna get life over no joint. You ain't finna get life over a bag of weed. You ain't finna get life over a bag of crack. How do you know, Mr. Tatum? Because I know what the law is. Nobody has gotten life over a little bit of crack. What happens is people are involved in a criminal enterprise. People are involved in slinging weight across state lines. That's how you get federally charged and you get life. But nobody gets life, because many people that get life in prison, they're eligible for parole in 20 years, 15 years. One of my family members got 75 years in prison, eligible for parole in 15 years. My other family member, because of Donald Trump, got 40 years federal time at 50 years old. He out. He probably didn't do number 10, 15 years. He out. No, he probably did 20 years. He out. He didn't do 40 years. But dudes doing life in prison you don't know what you're talking about. You know nothing about the law. You see 1 or 2 people with life. You don't know that they murdered people. They were involved in criminal enterprise. But you know what? They cool with this though. I'm finna vent for a minute. But black people are cool with this. You mad because a black man went to prison for selling poison to your own people. Make this make sense to me. You mad because a black man went to prison for life for selling poison to your children, to your community, to your people, making your people zombies. I grew up in the hood. I seen people be zombies. I see crackheads. We make them crackheads. But you mad because he went to jail, and how many people died from the drugs that drug dealer was selling in the community? How many lives were ruined? How many families were destroyed from that drug dealer selling drugs that much in the community that he get life? But you want him free to be on the corner selling drugs to your own people. That makes sense. Let's see, exactly. That's it. Everybody's agreeing with him. Truth, heartbreaking, period. Who calling me? It better be Jesus. It better be Jesus. I'm not answering this. Okay. This is, let's see. This is insane that this man picked his juror and is found not guilty. What has the world come to? Now, you know dang on well you can't pick your jurors. First and foremost, you can't pick your jurors. You can't pick your jurors. I believe he had an opportunity to select jurors from a raffle, meaning that he can't tell who is who. He just pick them out of the thing. He don't get to pick his jurors. But this is, to me, this is racism, because people think white people are so stupid only because the color of their skin, that they're so stupid that they cannot fairly judge somebody. That's what that is. He picked his own jurors. Man, come on, bro. You can't pick your own jurors. I agree, and his time should have been added for that fake cry. Okay? Okay. True, I agree with this. However, I don't agree with the verdict was wrong. Okay, one person got a brain, and that person look white. This is a white man. Now, all the black people are on one, I mean, he's a Mexican, whatever. But look at the black people. This doesn't apply to black folks. Don't try this at home. Yet you got Meek Mills, and you can argue that he sell drugs, but Meek Mill sold drugs, drugs and gun violations, should have went to prison for 7 years. The black judge let him off, gave him 7 years of probation. He violated his probation 5 times in 6 years. I ain't never heard of somebody not going to prison over that. Then he go to jail after the 5th violation of his probation, and he go to jail for 30 minutes, and y'all free Meek Mills, free Meek Mills. He out of prison. He ain't do no time. I arrested a black kid in Tucson. I arrested him 3 times in a week. One for 5 felony charges of trafficking stolen property, and he was with a minor at the time, and I know they were sexually involved. So, but we didn't even pursue that. The next day, after 5 felony charges, he's trying to break into houses. I see him. I thought I built a rapport with him the day before, so I try to talk to him. He takes off running. He runs through traffic, commits 5 misdemeanor charges. He actually committed a felony, but the people didn't want to prosecute because he was black. The white folks didn't want to prosecute because he was black. He ran through somebody's house, and I had to go through their house to get him. Then, about a week later, he's in a vacant house with some kids that we got called to. I run his name because I know who he is. I run his name. He's wanted for domestic violence, assault, and criminal damage. Went to jail, and then I saw him about a month later, maybe like 2 or 3 months later. I see him at a bus stop when I was off duty. He didn't do no time for what he did. What are y'all talking about? I got plenty of family members that went to jail for selling drugs and they out. They ain't do no real time. You don't do no real time for selling no drugs. You got to be selling weight for you to do some real time. Anyway, we can keep going. This looks like a white family. True about Kyle Rittenhouse in 11 minutes. A video has been scrubbed from most search engines, but if you dig, you will be able to find it. Let's see, white people. This person slutting it up online. I don't know how people fall for this. You got to be a desperate man to be like, oh, this is real. This woman wants to date me. Look at this. Let me click on it. She has no post, nothing. But I'm gonna click on it and click on the link and go look at her stuff. Anyway. Let's see. But if we never ever, but it will never ever happen. They just freed a homegrown terrorist, a white supremacist that in the Chicago, let me tell you, how is this man a white supremacist when he killed white people? It's just stupid to me. What makes him a white supremacist? What makes him a white supremacist? But I'm telling you, this is what, I mean, I can keep going, man. I can keep going. This is how black people think. Not all, but a lot. These are Christians. This is a Christian channel. This guy's a gospel singer. The people that mostly follow him are probably Christians. This is what the people of God, this is what they think. Lost. Black people shouldn't even be worried about this. But Young Dolph, let me see if homeboy got Young Dolph. I don't even know who Young Dolph is, but he a rapper, I'm assuming. I never listened to his raps. But they got Young Dolph. Let's see what y'all got to say about, what is this? Let's see what y'all got to say about Young Dolph. How is this thing overlaid on my computer screen? This is the stupidest thing ever. What is this? Hold on one second. Look like I can't kick the exit button. All right. Let me see if he say something about Young Dolph. I'm going to make full screen. Let's see if you say something about Young Dolph, right? So y'all know Young Dolph was a black. These fools singing with a mask on? Oh, shit. I can't no more. I can't. They singing with a mask on. Let's see if Young Dolph. Maybe he said something about Young Dolph. Nope, Young Dolph. Nope, Young Dolph. No, don't look like no Young Dolph. So nothing about Young Dolph. Young Dolphin, or whatever his name is, got murdered by black people in front of everybody at a cookie place while he's doing a turkey drive. Now he a thug anyway, but Young Dolph got murdered by black people just the other day while he's doing stuff in the black community, doing a turkey drive in the hood with his people. He got murked. And then somebody murdered somebody at his vigil. But we don't even bring up our black people that get murdered. You arguing about the justice system of white folks killing other white folks. Y'all don't even have what it takes to talk about your own people. This rapper was murdered by his own people doing a turkey drive in the hood for the people. But Young Dolph ain't gonna get no cut, but the white man will. They talking about the white man. They ain't finna say nothing about Young Dolphin, whatever his name is. Ain't nothing about the Young Dolph. Nothing about black on black violence. Nothing about nothing. And the reason why people are lost is because they watching TV. You watch the CNN, you watch your fake news media, and then you shocked that the verdict came out. You didn't watch the trial. God help me, man. Help me understand this, man. These are supposed to be our Christian leaders. God is leading people and they dumb. God is leading people and they're deceived. Leading the deceived. You sing at an event with a mask on, probably vaccinated. Why are you so deceived? Okay, let me see what William Murphy talking about, because he made me mad the other day. William Murphy. Come on, William. I listen to praise and worship music from William Murphy all the time. All the time. Look at this. Is Young Dolph on here? Okay, so let's see. William Murphy. Okay, no Young Dolph. No Young Dolph. Then you got Will. This is year 9. Okay, so nothing about Young Dolph on here. The black man who was murdered in the black community. But here's a picture. Here's another black pastor. If this were me or anybody else who looked like me, the outcome would have been completely opposite. You are a man of God, and you are not acting in facts. You're not acting in facts. What data, what fact pattern, other than emotion, tells you that this were you, there's something to be different? He defended himself. I'm not angry. I'm motivated. I'm not made. I mean, I guess he mean I'm not mad. I'm clear. And the only way to correct this is to run for office and sit in the seat of those who make the laws, those who administer them, those who enforce them, and those who are negatively impacted by them need the righteous to stand up, sit up, speak up. I want you to ask Holy Spirit, you mean the Holy Spirit, what we want you to do. But you can't come to church unless you're fully vaccinated. So Holy Spirit can't work unless you're fully vaccinated. So we need to stand up, but you can't come to church though. Can't come to church unless you're fully vaccinated. Even though you're fully vaccinated, you can still receive and get and pass COVID on. We don't need you to have a negative test. We just need you to be fully vaccinated. You don't believe me? You don't believe me that William Murphy said that? Let's go to his page. It's crazy to me. Right here. I posted this yesterday and I was mad when I posted it. This is his flyer. He circles it. Fully vaccinated. Must be fully vaccinated. Not with the negative test, but fully vaccinated. This is why the black community struggles. The men of God, the men of the cloth, don't know what's going on. They think Carl Rittenhouse was wrong. Because they never, if I got William Murphy on right now, he got arrested for possession of a gun. So he has a gun, which I think it was a technicality. He had a gun. He has a gun. He carries a gun with him. He believes in the Second Amendment, but not for the white man. In my opinion, I don't know what his actual statement about that is, but he believes that the man is wrong. I could get all of these pastors on a live stream right now. I could get them on live stream right now, and none of them watch the trial. None of them. None of them. Let me read some of these super chats. None of them. Who y'all want me to look up? Let's go. Where y'all want to go? Shade Room? Where do y'all want to go? Shade Room. This is the big black thing. A lot of black people follow Shade Room. Shade Room. How to get away with murder trends after Kyle Rittenhouse is found not guilty in Kenosha. But when O.J. Simpson gets it's justice. Nobody's saying that it's unjust, or at least they're not making a stink that it's unjust that O.J. Simpson got off for potentially murdering 2 people. And most people believe he did it. But now the white man. Where's Young Dolph at? The white man. Young Dolph got to be on here. It's the black world. He on here somewhere. They must be talking about Young Dolph because they show put this black man up here. Young Dolphin right here. No, that's not Dolph. That's somebody else. Young Dolphins, that's him right here. So this is his family. So thank God they put Dolphin up there, but they got the white man. Who's racist? Who's the most racist? Prominent black pages are completely racist against white people. White pages that are racist against, who y'all want? Let's see if Paul S. Morton. Let's see if Paul Morton blocked me. He probably blocked me, so he ain't got no check marks. Who y'all want me to look up? Somebody said Jesse Lee. I know what Jesse Lee think about it. TD Jakes. Let's see what the Walrus have to say. TD Jakes. Oh, heck no. TD Jakes? You going to hell, TD Jakes. Let me not say that. What in the living? Okay, let me read this before I get mad. Let me read it before I get mad. Yesterday, Oklahoma governor rightly chose to rescind the execution of Julius Jones. Okay? Today's decision by the Wisconsin jury catapults us 2 steps back and sends a troubling message. Vigilantism and the reckless use of firearms have no place in our society. We ought to be able to disagree without harming one another. Also, the black man, the Walrus, that y'all go to his church, and he's stupid enough to think that this is just a disagreement between 2 people. Okay, let me keep reading because there's no way he's this dumb. Our prayers are with the families of the shooting victims. Your prayers are with these. Woo! We continue to lift Jacob Blake, whose shooting by police officer triggered the violent events of that night. Jacob Blake, who pulled a knife on police after he had sexually assaulted his baby mama. He had an area restriction. He showed up. She called the police. They responded. He fought the police. He pulled a knife on police. He tried to flee with a knife in his hand and got shot. But this is our black pastors who Louis Vuitton bags and private jets. All right, we remain steadfast in our belief in the need for police reform, including common sense training tactics to help de-escalate the kind of situations that lead to this tragedy. This ain't nothing to do with police. I recognize that many of you are disappointed and even angry. Channel this anger and disappointment into the offering plate is what he really means, into productive endeavors. Use this outcome and this trial as an opportunity to organize and create the kind of peaceful and just society you and your family aspire to live in. No comments. He limited the comments because he know he's finna get dragged like a. This guy was a pedophile, sexually molested young boys, molested them. This guy, illegally in possession of a firearm. He was a convicted felon. He had a gun, and not only did he have a gun, his permit was expired. This guy attempted to kill Kyle Rittenhouse and got shot. None of these people, a pastor of the minister of the cloth, should be saying the prayers go to the victims, yet he don't talk about who they are. He don't explain who they are. He should have said, although they're pedophiles, convicted felons for violence, abuse, domestic violence. I think, okay, don't believe me. Let's go to the people. Let's go to the people. If somebody on my staff can inbox me the picture while I look it up, because I'm trying to figure out if I can find it. Somebody sent it to me where they had the kids, like the bio of the people who Kyle Rittenhouse shot. If y'all can send it to me. I gotta find it. Cause some girl posted it and I was like, oh, I missed it. I'll find it eventually, but it shows these fools' criminal record. But our people, and people like, you always talking bad about black people. Man, we cutting up, bruh. We cutting up. We cutting up. I don't understand why we can't see we cutting up. Black folks in America are cutting up. Our pastors are here, and I'm not saying white. You can say white people if you want to, but we are the ones who our forefathers fought that we can have equal rights and freedom. We have that, but our leaders don't want us to have that. They don't want. They have nothing to preach about. They have to start preaching that you need to do what you're supposed to be doing. They don't want to preach that. They want to preach that it's everybody else's job. Everything is on God. Everything is on the white man. Everything is on somebody else's fault. No, faith without works is dead. You can have faith and you can just believe in God, but you better do something about it. The white man. This is what I was thinking about earlier. I have to say this. I say, Frederick Douglass was a slave. During his life, he was a slave and went on to do great things, amazing things. One of the greatest men in history. I believe Booker T. Washington was a slave and went on to do great things. I believe George Washington Carver, who's the greatest scientist and inventor ever to live. George Washington Carver in his lifetime was a slave and went on to be one of the greatest men to ever live in his lifetime. Y'all fools don't know a slave. He was a slave. Y'all don't know y'all wasn't alive during Jim Crow. Y'all wasn't alive during the civil rights movement. And you ain't nothing, and he was actually a slave in his lifetime. I think Madam C.J. Walker was a slave. Nah, I don't know. I got to look that up. I bet her parents were. But the slaves, and Madam C.J. Walker, by the way, Sarah Bree Love, was the first female millionaire ever to exist, black or white, in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So she obviously, I don't believe she was a slave. But she had success in that time period. What is your excuse? Early 1900s. She's a millionaire. Let me give some more facts for people, because it boggles my mind, and I got to get this off my chest. I know this is about Kyle Rittenhouse. Y'all can watch the beginning of the video. The first legal slave owner in the United States of America was a black man by the name of Anthony Johnson, who owned 2 black people for life. He actually took them to court to retain custody of 2 black men for life. First legal slave owner by law. Early in the 1600s. The black man traumatized and enslaved other black people and then sold them around the world. Black people weren't just sold to white people. Black people were sold from the continent of Africa all over the world. South America had way more slaves than we had here in North America. South America had way more slaves. Let me say this. Every slave wasn't the same. Every slave wasn't treated the same. Some people don't know this, but Harriet Tubman was married to a free black man, and they lived together the night she started the Underground Railroad. You didn't know that, did you? She actually worked and had a job. Her parents were free. I believe her brother, she had a sibling, or her parents were free black people. They weren't slaves. So some people had an opportunity to buy their freedom. Some people were let free. Some people worked. Some people were field slaves. Some people weren't. Some black people in America, believe it or not, weren't slaves at all. They had indentured servitude in the North, in the northern states. What are we talking about right now? White people in America instituted slavery, and white people in America got rid of slavery. White people did. It wasn't black people that got rid of slavery. It was white people that got rid of slavery. Do you not remember? Do I need to educate people? After the Civil War, white people had control. Black people didn't have control. Subsequently, white people said slavery is not right. We are abolishing slavery, which we were the first country to abolish slavery, essentially, in the entire world. We were the first. White people did that. White people. White people gave black people the freedom, citizenship, and the right to vote. Good white people. The abolitionists helped Harriet Tubman free the slaves. But when we're supposed to hate the white man and the system is only for the white man. Well, the white man has afforded opportunities for a lot of black people. You got the bad ones, you got the good ones. You got the Democrats, you got the Republicans. The first black politicians were Republicans. The party of the Ku Klux Klan, the party who believed and wanted to continue slavery, were Democrats. The party of Jim Crow and segregation were Democrats. And the Republicans were only around, they were formulated to abolish slavery. Always. Throughout the entire history of our country. But if you don't know that, then you make it you T.D. Jackson. It just bothers me, man. It bothers me. We live this life, I hate you, you hate me. When in reality, we all have worked together to make this better. Black people belong here and help build America. Good black people and good white people help build this country, and other people help build this country. What are y'all talking about? What's your beef? Your beef ain't with white people. Your beef is with bad white people. You know what I'm saying? If a person don't like black people, your beef ain't with all black people. Your beef is with them knuckleheads and these bad pastors, preachers who are false. God, it makes me mad. I can't stand it, man. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. The division is out of control. It's meaningless. It's pointless. It's not even true. It's all a lie. It's all a fabricated lie. Kyle Rittenhouse is innocent. I knew he was innocent, not because he's white, because I'm a white sympathizer, because I know the law. I watched the trial. The evidence is clear. I knew that Trayvon Martin I knew that Zimmerman was going to get off in Trayvon Martin. Although I think Zimmerman is a POS, but I knew he was going to get off because I watched the trial. I watched the evidence presented. I said, according to the law and the jury instructions, there's no way that they can prove that Zimmerman is guilty because they were missing a whole section of evidence that you have to be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. I knew that Kyle Rittenhouse was not going to be found guilty because the evidence, according to the law and the instructions that were given to the jurors by the judge, it is clear as the noonday sun. But you didn't watch it. You watch CNN, and CNN has a vested interest in lying to you to get you to watch it and be outraged so they can sell you advertisement. It's that simple. They're selling you advertisement. They're getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars for advertising. So they want to get your eyes on their TV so they can run ads. They don't care nothing about the truth. They don't have to. They make billions of dollars. And you somehow think they have a moral right. I knew Trey. I felt like the Zimmerman was wrong. But it don't matter what you think. It matters what can be proven in the court of law. That's it. And a lot of people are uninformed about Trayvon. I mean, not Trayvon, but Kyle Rittenhouse. They're uninformed. But they just talk because it's convenient. Let me get some of these super chats in. Cindy, thanks for the super chat. Kimberly Campbell, thank you for the super chat. It says, there were more white slaves here in America than there were black slaves. Men, women, and children were being abducted off of the streets of England and were brought here as slaves. Now, I would have to verify that, but look it up. Look it up. Jeannie, thanks so much for the super chat. As leftists decry that Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, they are closing ranks behind Alec Baldwin. Right, I know. Alec Baldwin, I can't keep up with this. Send pictures to your Instagram of the charges they had. Awesome. I'm gonna look it up. Army Strong, appreciate it. Do I have access? Do I have access to you? Or are you on another side? You on the general side? I can't. I gotta find you, man. Like, see, jury plays special trust. I mean, want to judge. So when the judge use language and treatment, you get a nonsense rule based off of prejudice. Emmanuel Acho, man, god dang. I think people are just deathly uninformed. Like they know nothing about nothing. And I really do hope that Kyle Rittenhouse become a billionaire for suing people as hard as he can. So I haven't gotten a message from you that you sent on the IG. I haven't gotten that message. Let me read a couple of these super chats. Thank you so much. JT, not what you think, not what you feel, but what the letter of the law would be a good idea of a merch idea, right? Critical race theory is destroying our kids. We need to put audio and video recording teachers in classrooms. That is their worst fear. 100%. We need to put them in the doctor's office too, because medical malpractice kill more people than police can ever think. Said, bro, what's up? Thank you for the super chat. And hey, so you guys, just for you guys are watching right now, if you missed it, and I did this on the other live stream, I'm trying to be a good guy and give you guys a discount because we're gonna have a Black Friday special coming up soon. I think it's coming up next week, but tonight, because I forgot to end it. Tonight, I want you guys to get 30% off the store if you're a shopper on the Officer Tatum store. So if you shop on my store, if you don't shop, don't worry about what I'm talking about. But if you shop on my store, I'm gonna give you 30% off. It's called Free Kyle. Free Kyle. Free Kyle. I should make it not guilty. That'll be a good one. So Free Kyle will get you 35% off. 30% off my store. Free Kyle. Like Kyle Rittenhouse. Free Kyle. Let me see what on Slack. Why does Slack go away every single time? Every time it goes away. It should be pinned on my computer. So Free Kyle, 30% off my entire store. We should be restocking soon. Peace from Ireland. The real issue is why guns are so accessible in America. That's why America is free. That's how America escaped from Great Britain. That's how we were birthed. Look at this. Look at these people. Let me see. Let me read this. Antonia Okafor. Probably the most disingenuous black conservative in America. I've said this many times before. If Ahmaud Arbery was still alive, he would have had the case for self-defense. No, he would not. Ahmaud Arbery would not have had the case for self-defense. He would not have the case for self-defense. I wish he was armed. Okay, if he was armed, if whoever shoot better would be the ones that win. everyone should be, when it comes to protecting their lives, just remember consistent. Let's see, just remain consistent with Rittenhouse and Arbery. They both had the case for self-defense. No, they didn't. No, they did not. It's funny. It's funny because she hoped that Ahmaud Arbery was armed, but the McMichaels can't be armed. They can't be armed. They believe this guy is committing burglaries in their community. They have reason to believe, probable suspicion, that he is one of the burglars that have been burglarizing the entire community. And they believe that he's a burglar, which is a felony crime. According to Georgia law, they can pursue him. So when they pursue him, they shouldn't carry a gun. According to Antonio Okafor, they shouldn't carry a gun. Because you can't pursue people because you believe they committed a felony crime. You can't pursue them. You have to leave your gun at home. But Ahmaud Arbery, who's breaking into people's houses, who's breaking into a house, he somehow is defending himself. You cannot defend yourself through provocation. You are provoking people to pursue you and attempt to arrest you. You're provoking them by being in a house you don't belong in multiple times during the nighttime and daytime. And people say he didn't steal anything. They don't know if he stole anything. How do they know if he stole anything? That's like saying if the police department reasonably believe that you're a thief because you have been in the convenience store multiple times as they have had thefts, they have a right to reasonable suspicion to detain you. They have a right to detain you, to investigate. Most people never really see people in action. For instance, you go to church, money is missing. There's one person or multiple people that have access to the financials of a church. Money is missing. They don't know where it's at. Money is missing, which is proven. Money is missing, which you can prove, and they don't know where it's at, and it's only this many people that have access to that money. A police officer have a right to detain everybody who has access to that money pending an investigation. They don't have to see you do it for you to be detained based on reasonable suspicion or probable cause to arrest you, but reasonable suspicion to detain you. And then they do an investigation and say, okay, Sally Mae is the one that's taking all the money and everybody else is free. Okay, now Sally Mae goes to jail. Or they can say, nobody took the money. It must be another person or it's a glitch in the system. But brother, if there's reasonable suspicion that you're committing crimes, people have a right to detain you. Police have a right to detain you. And you may be wrong. Like the law, let me just say this. And I'm gonna say this and then I'm done. If the police, just say police officers, I think my guy sent this to me. It just say the police officers, I lost my thought looking at these charges. So I'm gonna pull this up on the screen so y'all can see. This is what I was talking about. This is what TD Jakes is supporting these people. Joseph Reedmont, convicted felon, sex offender because he molested kids. Level 3 offender, failure to maintain register status. So as a sex offender, you got to maintain your registration status, and the state has to be informed of where you live at all times if you are a sex offender. This guy, felony burglary, probation violation, and illegal weapons. He got charged with illegal weapons, but now TD Jakes has him on his page. This guy right here, assault, battery, domestic abuse, false imprisonment, which probably go with all of this go the same. Assault, battery, domestic abuse, false imprisonment are one charge. Illegal weapon. These are his felony convicted charges. But TD Jakes got him on his page because that's what black people do. Some black people. I'm not gonna say all because I know some smart black people, but not these people. What was I saying? So we're gonna talk about this real quick and then I'm gonna get off here. And if you want to get 20% off, 30% off my store, put free Kyle in the thing. And I don't know if I got my mods on here, pin it to the top, free Kyle. Can I sign into the chat? I don't know how this work. Let me see if I can sign into the chat. Okay. Why the chat don't show up? Why can't I do it here? is absolutely stupid. So I'm gonna put it in here. So free Kyle. Put in the code free Kyle to get 30% off. It'll be the Tatum store. And then I'm going to finish my statement. The Tatum store. I put it in the thing. Come on. It don't take that long. It don't take that long. It don't take that long, bro. Copy. V. All right. Let's see. We got to pin it. All right. So let me finish my statement about the police, right? So the police, think about this. If the police see you running from a residence that have been broken into before, right? They see you running out of there. Or a neighbor is like, you driving down the street as a police officer and the neighbor's like, hey, get him. He's running from this house. And you know that the house have had burglaries. This guy is sprinting down the street after being identified by a neighbor. A police officer has the right to go and detain that person. And if in their pursuit to detain him, he pulls a gun on a police officer and the police shoot and kill him, the police officer is not going to get in trouble. And if you go back and do an investigation, you realize he didn't even do a crime in the house. The police officer is not wrong. In the court of law, there's something called acting in good faith, a good faith approach. As a reasonable police officer, a neighbor is saying, he's running right there. That's the guy. And you know, as a police officer that worked the beat, that this house has been burglarized and broken into and trespassers been there, and you see a man sprinting down the street, a reasonable person will believe that there was a crime afoot. So a cop chases him, corners him somewhere, cop get out the car to detain him and figure out what's going on, and the guy pulls a gun on the cop and the cop shoots him. Or a cop believes this guy could be armed and dangerous, pull a gun on him, hey, get on the ground, and the guy fight the cop for the gun and the cop shoot him. After the investigation is done, he actually wasn't doing anything wrong in the house. The cop is still justified because of the statutation. I think it's statutation. That's not statutation. Statutory guidelines of reasonableness, acting in good faith. That means the cop was acting in good faith. He believed, based on the neighbors yelling and his knowledge of this residence, that there was a person who could possibly be the burglar that they're looking for, that matches the description of a burglar that they're looking for. He pursued to detain him and then get into a shooting and he kill him. They're not going to say, oh no, officer, you should have never did that back there because he actually never committed a crime. That's not how the law works. Because in any circumstance, you're innocent until proven guilty. The rest comes with what we call probable cause. So I have probable cause to arrest you as a police officer, to arrest you. That doesn't mean you're guilty. It doesn't mean you're guilty. It means that I have probable cause to arrest you, awaiting your day in court for you to be proven to be guilty or not guilty. That's what it is. Let's see. I tried to send a super chat to Amazing Lucas. He locked me out. What if Kyle was black? Yeah, man, if Kyle was black, the same thing would happen. If he acted like Kyle. But unfortunately, you don't see too many black people doing what Kyle is doing. You see black people shooting people and murdering people in gang violence more often. That's what most of the murders are. You don't see a lot of this. You see a lot of gang violence. All you got to do is look at what happened to the rapper Young Dolph. Look at the murders that's going on in the black community and look at the murders that's going on in the white community. This is not 100% both the communities. I'm just saying the most recent one that we're talking about and the most recent one that just happened. Most of the murders in the black community are gang violence, black on black violence, and they got nothing to do with no self-defense and all this stuff. But I've seen people shoot people in self-defense. I've seen it happen. I could go pull up scenarios right now. But people need to understand that is that the McMichaels The only proof that they need to have is that they reasonably believe that this guy was a burglar, that he had committed a burglary. That's all they need to know, that they believe that he did. That a reasonable person would believe he could be a suspect in a burglary. That's all that needs to be proven. Whether he burglarized or not is irrelevant. I just don't understand why people don't draw that connection. I don't understand why people don't draw that connection. I think people don't understand how arrest and law works. You're innocent until proven guilty. People can arrest you because a reasonable person will believe that you committed that crime. That's what your arrest is on. And then you go to court to prove your innocence. You don't have to prove your innocence. The state has the burden to prove that you're guilty. You're innocent. They prove that you're guilty or not guilty. There's no such thing as proven innocence. You are assumed innocence. You're proven guilty or not guilty. Right. Maria said that these preachers' job is to persuade black and white people to side with evil. 100%. B. Tatum, you're absolutely right, brother. And Joy Reid gonna tell all kinds of lies about Kyle Rittenhouse. 100%. Mark, thank you so much for the super chat. We live in a lie. I told people the dude is not finna be found guilty. How do you know, Mr. Tatum? You got a magic ball? It's like, no, I know the law. It's that simple. Let us keep it going. Let us give it to them. Let us give to them good. Let's see what I think I missed the super chat real quick. Let's see. I think general criminal law should be taught in high school across the country. What do you think? 100%. I think law enforcement. I think officers should come into these schools. They should talk about law enforcement and laws and what you should do on a traffic stop, what you shouldn't do. What is Miranda rights? 90% of people have no idea when cops are supposed to reach you Miranda rights. 90% of people don't have no idea. Somebody said Texas penal code is different. Yeah, man, every state is different. Let's see, but I just don't understand. I just don't understand, y'all, and I never will. And this was something I was talking to my wife. Congratulations, Kyle. Go Brandon T to the T. go Brandon T to the T. Let's see. If Kyle was black, it was at a Proud Boy protest and did the exact same thing. Who thinks BLM would be there to claim for his arrest? Right. I agree. Let's see. But I just want people to understand the law, understand how the law works, understand what prosecution is, understand all of these things. You go out, if your neighbor accuse you of rape, right? And of course they have no evidence that you even entered their house, then you're not going to get arrested. They may have a right to detain you, potentially, depending on what the neighbor says. They may have a right to detain you. So just give it a sense. Your neighbor calls police and said, "Oh my God, my neighbor just raped me." Right? He lives right over there. And they say, "Yeah, he just broke in my house." And you look at the woman and she looked distressed or whatever the case may be. As a police officer, you say, a reasonable person will believe this may have happened. So I need to detain and talk to the person next door. If they say, "I don't want to talk to you," I mean, it depends. It kind of depends. It depends on how convincing her statement is and what you can articulate. Because if there ain't really nothing to happen, you don't got nothing to go off of. You can't really push the envelope. But if her clothes are ripped, she's saying, "I'm raped." You clearly look like she's been disheveled. Clearly look like she's been abused, potentially raped. She said her neighbor did it. In good faith, you have to believe that she's not lying to you. And so just say you go to the neighbor house and you want to talk to him, he take off running. So what is a cop going to do? Due to the totality of circumstances, a woman accusing a man who clearly appears to be abused, you approach the man, a reasonable person wouldn't run, and the person takes off running. You run him down, he pulls a gun on you, and you shoot and kill him. Come to find out, it was his brother that actually raped her, and there was a mistake of identity. The cops are not going to get in trouble for that. Because what? They were acting in good faith. Anyway. I just had to throw that out there. America needs 10,000 more Kyle Rittenhouses over every race and creed. Every color racing and creed. I agree. Terry. Cops need to stop protecting these looting thugs. Kyle not guilty. Heck yes. Officer Tatum is a great American. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for the super chats. If you wanna get 30% off my store, go to the store link. But yeah, man, I can't say it enough. I can't reiterate it enough. The baby. Okay, somebody brought that up. I can't stand how crazy people are. The baby. Okay, the baby self-defense. Because the baby rapped about how he killed people. Let's talk about this one. Now I'm finna pull this up. I want my people to make this a video. Make this an actual video. Nick, somebody mark this at hour 105. The baby. All right, let's go to the baby. If Kyle Rittenhouse was a black man, then they wouldn't. Okay, charges dropped against baby for deadly Walmart shooting. Okay, the baby. Let me make this bigger for us to read it. Charges dropped against the baby in self-defense. If he was a black man, if they the black man, they would never done it though, because he's a black man. This dude raps about killing somebody. The baby has been cleared of charges in connection with the deadly shooting at the Huntersville, North Carolina, that took the life of a man last November. On Friday, March the 29th, local news outlet, whatever, revealed the baby born, Jonathan Kirk, who was facing charges of carrying a concealed gun, had the charges dropped in court on Thursday. The Interscope rapper was the only person who had been charged in the killing, which took the life of a 19-year-old Jalen Craig, right? The incident happened at the Walmart. Okay, police arrived on the scene immediately after the shooting. The shots were fired in the store and saw several people involved in the altercation. Craig was shot in the abdomen and died on the scene. 4 individuals were taken into custody by the Huntsville, but it's not. It's Huntsville Police Department for questioning. Shortly after the incident, the baby confirmed his involvement in the matter and said he acted in self-defense. The security camera footage will back up his story. He claimed that he was confronted by 2 men who were wielding weapons while he was shopping with his family. If them guns ain't go off, N-word, my effing daughter would have got hit. Son could have got hit. Me, he said on a social media video. Effing lawyers telling me not to say anything in blank, F all that. 2 N-words walking down on you and your whole effing family threatening y'all, whip out on y'all. Let me see what y'all gonna do. You feel me? Okay. Kyle Rittenhouse running from people. They pulled a whip out on him. You know what I'm saying? And now what? They put a strap out on him. I say whip out on him. They put a strap out on him. Now what? Now what? Homeboy put a strap out on Kyle Rittenhouse. Oh, okay, because he white, he made it. Okay, and he just got killed, a 19-year-old. 24, it says, we did the show in Atlanta. Let's see. I don't think. Okay, so this right here is just a story of him claiming self-defense. Now, of course, clearly he got cleared from it. Charges were dropped. He acted in self-defense. The baby acted in self-defense according to the law. And this probably happened in North Carolina, wherever. But nobody's talking about the baby. Nobody's talking about the baby. Oh, this wouldn't happen to me. The baby is a perfect example. You know, it's crazy to me that people just say these things. This would never happen to a black man. There's so many black people who are involved in the self-defense cases that get off because it's the law. But they want a black man to get off who tried to kill a police officer. But I guess he's supposed to get off because he black. It's crazy to me, man. It's crazy to me. Crazy to me. So anyway, hey, I appreciate y'all being on here. I appreciate y'all chopping it up with me. The next case that I'm going to do is the I think on Monday. I don't know if they're going to read the verdict on Monday, but the next case that I'm going to do is going to be the Ahmaud Arbery case. I do not believe. Now I can't say with certainty they won't get charged. I do not believe that the McMichaels and Bryant should be charged with anything in the Ahmaud Arbery case. I don't like neither one of them. I don't know neither one of them. I don't have a vested interest in knowing neither one of them. But all I will say is, according to the law, I believe you have a man, you have a community that's been getting robbed blind to the point where multiple people in the community put up surveillance cameras. There was multiple concerns of people entering the community that don't live there, that are stealing out of people's cars, breaking into people's houses. You know, Larry English, the owner of the residence that Ahmaud Arbery went into, he made claims that stuff was stolen out of his boat. He made claims and called the police every time Ahmaud Arbery showed up at his house. I think he called all but once. He made the claim. Concerned citizens in the area are sick of people robbing them, sick of people coming into their community that don't belong there. So they're on the lookout. They're watching out for people. They got cameras. Then you get a kid, Ahmaud Arbery, who comes in and he comes outside the residence. I got the video. He looks like this to make sure nobody's watching. He's up to no good. He runs in the house. He in there looking around. What is he looking around for? This is what kills me. What is he looking for? He has already been there multiple times during the night where you can't see. So you know he's not looking at the structure because you can't see. It's at night. It's completely black. He can't see the structure. He can't see architecture. So you know he's not in there looking for architecture. He 2 miles away from his house in somebody else's house. He's in the house. What is he looking around for? He's looking around here. He's looking around there. It doesn't look like he's looking for a structure. He's imagining, how is this built? How is it? He's not looking. He's looking for something. He seems like he's intentfully looking for something. Either something he left in the house, either something he's about to steal. Stevie Wonder can see that could be a possibility. Burglary, the felony charge of burglary, you don't have to take anything to be charged with burglary. All you have to do is enter a unoccupied structure, occupied or unoccupied structure, with the intent to take something. What is intent, Brandon? It can be the way you're looking around, trying to find something that you want to take with you, because you have no other explanation to be in this house for the 5th or 6th time. Even after people have caught you, you have no reason to be in this house. And you look around and you're still looking around. But then you notice that a neighbor is looking at you and call the police. And so you run. That can lead a reasonable person to believe that he was there to do something with intent to do something, and he was interrupted. That's why he ran. If he was only there to look around, he wouldn't have ran. What are you running for? What are you looking around for? That would lead a reasonable person to believe he was in there trying to find something to take. A reasonable person can draw that conclusion. If you just jogging, why are you running when somebody called the police on you? When you see a person calling the police, why are you running? When you ain't done nothing, you just jogging through the community. You could have just walked away and be like, oh, I'm out of here. I'm out of this house. And then when people pull up next to you and say, hey, man, stop. What are you doing back there? You run. You run. You run when you see somebody call the police. You run when somebody say, hey, stop. What are you doing? You don't belong here. What are you doing back at that house? I just saw you the other day and you were hiding from me, and I called the police, and you in here 10 o'clock at night. We've had a rash of break-ins in this area. You may be a suspect. And what people don't understand is that Bryant and the McMichaels, the testimony they had in court, that they weren't doing this together. Roddy Bryant was on his own. They not even coordinated this. He was independently chasing, and the McMichael was independently chasing. And so you can't say that they were actually chasing him. They followed him. He ran. They tried to catch up to him. He runs. So they drive on another street to say, okay, we're going to set up here. Because if he run this way and he run back that way, we're going to tell the police when they get here, there you go. He went this way. If he go this way, we can say he went that way. If he come and run past us and go out of the community, he's out of the community. They didn't chase him. They were sitting at the end of the street, trying to be ready to identify where he's at, and if he tries to confront them, they can defend themselves. What does he do? He runs down the street. Man has a gun down the street right in front of you. Man pulls the gun up at Ahmaud Arbery. He don't run left, right, back this way. He's still running. He running towards a man with a gun. The guy pulls a gun. He dodges a little bit, still running. He could have ran in the grass. He could have ran in this grass. He could have ran and jumped the fence. He could have turned back the other way. He could have turned back the other way. But he didn't. He kept running. He runs around the truck. He could have kept running around the truck. He could have ran around the truck, kept going. But no, he decided to run around the truck and fight a man for a gun. The only discharge of a weapon is when Ahmaud Arbery and Travis McMichael were fighting over the gun. You know, it's like, I don't get how people don't see this. Were you trying to kill him? No, I wasn't. Because in this state, you can open carry. So open carrying is a moot point. Were you trying to kill him? No, it wasn't. If I wanted to kill him, I'd have shot him right here. My dad had a .357. We'd have shot him right here we'd have shot him over here. We'd have shot him over here. We'd have shot him when he was running down the street. I'd have shot him before he got to me. I'd have shot him when he was running around the truck. But Michael never shot him until they were fighting for the gun. How do people not get this? And then they got Roddy Bryant on the thing. If the man was trying to kill, if Roddy Bryant was trying to kill him, he'd have shot him over here. He'd have shot him over there. And if he was trying to kill him, he would have never recorded it. The man video recorded. If they colluded to murder Ahmaud Arbery, why would he record it on camera and then submit the footage? If they were trying to kill this man, they would have deleted the footage out the phone. Whoop, whoop. Delete. He voluntarily gave that information over because they believed they did nothing wrong. But in the world we live in, white people can't do nothing right. They criminals. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bizarre to me. You fight a man over a gun and he defend himself. Like, what is he supposed to do? Because they were wrong about him being a trespasser or a burglar, and a man fights you for your gun, your constitutional rights and your right to defend yourself and self-defense is all out of the. I don't believe that's a provocation. You know, the guy said, man, I was trying to de-escalate, man. This guy's running straight at me. He seemed like he was going to come right at me. So I lifted my gun up because I don't know if he got a gun. As a means of saying, here, I'm going to de-escalate. Most of the time when somebody pull a gun at you, you ain't finna attack them. He pointed the gun at him. The guy's still running. What do I do now? The guy's running right at me down the street. He could have went left, could have went right. The man running straight at me. I don't know what this guy doing. He could run straight at me and pull his gun out. What is he doing? What is this dude doing? He can run in the grass. He can run there. Why is he running straight at me? He's going to attack me. He's running straight at me. So he pulled a gun up. He weaves. He's still running at him. What do I do now, man? The guy running straight at me and I got a gun in my hand. What am I going to do now? Put the gun away? He runs around the car. What am I going to do? Put the gun down? Now he attacks him. They fighting. Give me the gun. Poof. He shoots once. He didn't unload the clip or the barrel. He shoots one. Boom. It doesn't affect Ahmaud Arbery. Ahmaud Arbery is punching him. He's getting punched. He pull a gun down, shoot again. Ahmaud Arbery still ain't affected. Still fighting. What is the man supposed to do? Oh, I believe that you were a burglar, but of course, I don't know. I don't know for a fact. So I'm just gonna put my gun down and get killed by you. You know, they have a right to try to detain the guy. And I don't know. I'm off here, man. I didn't talk too much. 30% off my entire store, especially this hoodie. This is the most fire hoodie, man. Everybody love this hoodie. Be free, believe in freedom. 30% off, free Kyle. It's linked up there. You can actually click on that link. Like and subscribe to this channel. And the next situation, we're going to be talking about Ahmaud Arbery's case. I don't think it's going to be as clean as this one, but according to the law, I believe that they are innocent. And this is, I'm going to end it with this. This is your chance to see who's real and who's fake. This Kyle Rittenhouse thing. Who's real and who's fake. Brandon, thank you for the super chat. Nice hoodie. I just got mine in the mail. Much respect. B. Tatum, I appreciate it. This is for you to tell who's real and who's fake. What pastors, what leaders are supporting Kyle Rittenhouse and who is in a disagreement with Kyle Rittenhouse. That tells you right there who's a man of God, who's informed, and who ain't about. That tells you right there. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out here. Y'all thought my screen was frozen.